Let me bring up the map of the region here.
Hmm.
I think it's important to look here. You where is the front line right now?
Okay.
We have we have Luhansk there. We have
Well,
Donetsk.
Lugansk is okay. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, from the north. Let's go to the northern
Okay,
part.
if okay, go
Kharkov
zoom in.
area.
Well, there's Sumy too, to northwest of Kharkov.
Sumy.
Northwest. Next province over, Sumy
Yeah.
province. Keep going, and now go up a little. Go up a little more. There's
Yeah, he's
Sumy.
here.
Yeah.
Sumy.
So go up a little more and zoom in over Sumy. No, go just a little bit. Zoom in on Sumi. So enough. Okay, yeah, you see that white area? Actually, can I get control over this? And I'd be able to show you. Um,
I don't think that you can get
you
control of.
can't do that on stream. Okay,
No.
I think on Zoom you could, but anyways, if you look up north of Sumi, see this whole green area. Just stop right there. This
Yeah.
whole green area just north of Sumi. That's a forest, particularly to the right of N07. That H is an N
Yeah.
as a Cyrillic N. So right north of that, that's all forest. That forest is being infiltrated right now by Russian forces. Uh, the white area just north of that forest, that whole area has been broken through by the Russian forces. So that's in Russian hands.
This
And Russian
area
for
here.
no
Yeah.
no south no go south of that. Just north of Sumy.
Yes.
Yep, that area. That's in Russian hands, and Russian forces are infiltrating through that green area to the right of N07, where
Mm.
where your cursor is right now. That's pretty heavy forest, and that hides movement and B protects from drones.
Mhm.
Drones and branches don't get along. So that's Sumy.
Yeah.
Russian forces are, and as you can see, stop right there. Stop right there. Zoom back in a little bit, just a little bit. Stop right there. What you see in Sumi right there, you see all the road networks coming in and out. There's also rail networks coming in and out.
Mhm.
Sumi, while not the most important city around, it's the capital of Sumi province. Sumi is a key logistics hub. So those roads go west through Chernigov, which is the next province, and on to Kiev. And they go southeast down to Kharikov. So by taking Sumi, you cut off a lot of the supply lines to Kharkov.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm going to send you on Telegram if you want to add this in while we're here. I'm going to send you three pictures I took out of from a video,
Okay.
three stills from a video. This is just one cemetery, military cemetery in the Kharkov.
Yeah.
Just to understand the losses that the Ukrainians have taken. This is one cemetery in Kharkov. There's several of them, and that's just Kharkov. So
Yeah.
go on down to Kharkov. We can talk about Kharkov. Uh, it's not
This
anything
is hard.
quite as dramatic. Yeah, that's Kharkov right there. Uh, to go a little bit north, you see the water reserve to the right of Kharkov?
Yeah, Belgrade here.
No, that's Belgrade, right? And the Severodonetsk River goes down, and there's a big water reserve to the right of Kharkov.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, and just to the north of the water reserves is Volchansk. That area, that city is taken by
Here.
Russia. Yeah, and Russian forces have crossed over. There's a river that runs south of Volchansk or through Volchansk. All of that area along the border is under Russian control, and Russian forces have crossed pretty deep in and are advancing toward Bieley, Bieley, uh, Bieley Kolodze, which is just Where's your cursor? Go if you move your cursor. Where is your cursor? Yeah,
Here.
just move your cursor southeast a little bit. Just the cursor itself, not the map, not the map. Right there. So Russian forces are starting to encircle that area to take that large town,
Yeah.
and that's going to cut the logistics to the entire northeastern portion of Kharikov Oblast. And they're steadily moving toward Kharkov itself, but it's not a very fast move, and they're still relatively further out. Then there's Kupiansk, which is fully in Russian control. Go a little bit south by east. Let me find Kupiansk here. Keep going. Okay. Now go east. Go east. Uh, okay, go south. Go south. I'm trying to locate Kupiansk on this. There it is. At the very okay. So move your cursor down, down, right there.
Yeah.
There's Kupiansk. Yeah. So Kupiansk is a relatively large town. It's in Russian hands. That was a big loss. The Ukrainians did what's left for them is a major offensive. They did a localized counteroffensive, retook about half of Kupiansk, and then they've been since driven back out. But the point here is that from Kupiansk, you've got you can launch a larger offensive to cut off that northeastern portion of Kharkov Oblast that we've been looking at just recently. So
Yeah.
south of Kupiansk is Krasny Liman. Let me find that. Keep going. Keep going.
Do you want to zoom
South.
in?
No. Go south. Go south. Uh, keep going. Where? Okay, we're in. Where's Krasny Liman? Uh, I want. I wish I had control of this. Zoom back. Zoom out a little bit. It'll be easier to see it. Okay, so zoom back out. That's the Oskar River. Keep going down a little further south. So okay, Slavinsk. There's Slavinsk. And if you go see in black, there's Slavinsk, and if you go to the northeast of Slavinsk, you see Liman. Northeast. You're going northwest.
Yeah.
Go up a little more. Right there. Oh, you've passed it. Liman.
Yeah.
Right there. That city is basically that city is already taken. There's cleanup operations. The Russian military never declares that they've taken a city until they've done the mop up. Why that's important? Because the distance from Krasny Liman to Slavinsk is about less than 20 kilometers, and Slavinsk is on low ground from Krasny Liman, and you can see it. So you can do you've got it under artillery control. It's not even 20; it's like 15 kilometers. You've got you can put it under artillery control, drone control. So it makes holding Slavinsk very hard. And Slavinsk, Kramatorsk, and Druzhinovka are your last three fortified cities. So go south. Go south.
Mm.
There's Slavinsk. There's Kramatorsk, and go just a little more south. Uh, yeah, there's Druzhovka, and now, just move your cursor to the
Yeah.
left. Yeah, and just a little further down. No. Don't move the map. Put the map back
Okay.
up. Now, move your cursor to the right.
To the right.
To the right, and now down. A little more. That's Konstantinovka. Konstantinovka is fully taken. Now, if you look at the
Mhm.
distance between Konstantinovka and Druzhovka to the northeast, up the
Yeah.
interstate N20, that's about 5 kilometers, less than that, because you're really starting to hit suburban. Russian forces are Russian reconnaissance and diversionary units are already inside Druzhinovka and on the edges of it, and Kramatorsk also. So what you have right now is that's Druzhinovka, Kramatorsk, and Slaviansk are your last three fortress cities that they've been preparing since 2014. Um, Once that falls, from there to the Dnieper River is mostly small, unfortified villages, open fields, things like that. So it's going to be very, very difficult for the Ukrainians to defend anything once that falls. So that's the northern portion of the whole front.
Yeah.
Lugansk is pretty far now in the rear from all that fighting, so Lugansk doesn't get any direct attacks
Mhm.
unless it's HIMARS missiles or things like that that U.S. military is firing. They're not officially U.S. military, but they're U.S. military firing. Now, when you move into Donetsk, the front in Donetsk, if you go west of Donetsk, there's I'll tell you, don't move the map. Don't move the map yet. Um, let's see. Yeah, if you look at year 50 that runs out of Donetsk, there's Avdiivka. No, it's the one with the green sign.
Yeah.
So right there is Avdiivka.
FDF.
I
Yeah.
Yeah, I've filmed from Avdiivka a couple times, and the front is about about another 10 kilometers west, northwest. That's where you
Mm.
get the active front line. Um, Avdiivka was a fortress city that, and it was used as a firing base to shoot into Donetsk. I've been to Avdiivka several times. Right now, you can't go anywhere in those areas. Too many drones. So only
Mhm.
military in and out, and even then, it's high risk. Just at that moment, just too many drones. The Ukrainians, that's their whole defensive line right now is drones for the most part. They're very very down on troops. Um, they are having even from members of their own parliament from the Rada. They're talking. Their plan right now is for the storm brigades, the meat in this case, in the shit sandwich. They want to have 40 to 50% foreigners, mercenaries.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So here you get a chance to die for Zelensky. So if any of those nafu morons who are sitting on their couches right now and in their grandmother's basement writing how great Zelensky is, here's your chance to die for him. He really needs you. Go sign up. You can be as fat as you want, as scrawny as you want. They'll take you no matter what. You're at least good for water raw. So yeah, Zelensky needs you. That's the situation right there, though. Drones are the issue, but manpower, the Ukrainians are in a very bad place. So Donetsk, when you get up to Donetsk and you're driving in on Donetsk, you're still within range of a lot of drones. Lugansk is far enough out that you're not. So that's a reality. I mean, I've been in Donetsk when the big drones have flown in and you hear the anti-aircraft start blasting off. I've been at DFK with aviate when drones are being shot down, the 20, 30 meters away from me, things like that. So it's still an active area. It's just gotten at the moment. It's very dangerous because they flooded it with drones. That's the only way they're keeping the front up. So that's
Mhm.
the reality right now. Um,
Here's the photo
mhm.
that you sent me.
Oh
One
yeah,
of them.
Th- this is just one cemetery, modern cemetery near Kharkov, a military cemetery. This is just one cemetery, and that goes on and on. So this is when Zelensky says, "Oh, we've lost 40,000 killed in 5 years." Yeah, there's probably 40,000 buried just in that cemetery. There's a couple other pictures I sent you from
Yeah, I'm
that.
gonna bring.
Yeah.
And this
This
is,
this is from a drone video of that cemetery that I just took a couple stills.
yeah.
Yep.
Let me just bring the next one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are yeah, that's just one cemetery just in Kharikov. And there's a bunch of them. I'm not quite sure how many, but I've heard up to 17, which I find that hard to believe, but considering the size of these things. But there's, oh, by the way, BlackRock Fink had once said that this is unacceptable use of ground in Ukraine. They need to just plant these guys in the ground with like biodegradable bags in biodegradable bags, so they can keep using the ground because he's bought a lot of that ground. Oh yeah, BlackRock is a major investor or investor purchaser of Ukrainian agricultural land. The unfortunate part for them is as much of that agricultural land and other BlackRock investment falls into Russian hands, it's no longer theirs. So it
It's
does not
just,
make them happy.
yeah, it's just unbelievable what's happening here. Yes, Stas, here we had, a new report, and I don't know, how do you feel about any sort of confrontation between Russia and Europe? I don't see that coming with the current situation with the war, but you're there, what is the sentiment, what is the understanding. Here is the Telegraph reporting that Russia's planning attack on Poland to test NATO. Do you think that, is there any sort of, to me, that they're just lying? Just, I don't know what is the main reason of these sort of lies, that Russia attacking Poland to see the reaction from NATO. What is that, and how do you find the situation between Russia and Europeans?
Well, first of all, flat out, the only thing they keep in Russia from attacking these plant manufacturing plants that are producing equipment and such for the Ukrainians is Putin. Majority of people would be more than happy to strike and strike hard, and the military is pushing for it, and not only the military. And I believe that they'd be right. Countries like Estonia, because we've got these two. They're called pranksters, but they're good spies. Lexus and Volvo, and they call up these different leaders, world leaders. They pretend to be Poroshenko, other people, and these guys just spill the beans on everything. And yeah, I'd been on this show once, and I talked to them like, "How do you get these guys to say everything? Like, we don't have to do anything." They want to tell everybody. They're like the villains in James Bond when they start to monologue. And for 20 minutes, they're telling you how genius they are and their genius plan. And don't push this button, James Bond, because then it switches off the laser that's going to cut your balls off. That type of thing. And yeah, they actually start talking. Well, they called up the defense minister of Estonia, and he flat out, they said they were from Ukraine. They were members of parliament, I think, or something like that. It's amazing. These guys, nobody background checks who's calling, right? It's just an amazing thing to watch. The idiocy of these Western politicians. Well, the defense minister of Estonia, flat out admits that they're working with the Ukrainians to do as much damage to Russia. They're an active combatant. Estonia, by the words of its own defense minister, are an active combatant. They're whining, oh, why us, or this, that, but they are an active combatant. Now, I would start with Estonia, obviously, or something like that. Why Poland? Oh, quite easily, because Poland finally said that that Ukraine had gotten one Nazi too far, Melnik. They reburied Melnik. He was, this is to understand what is Western Europe. So Melnik's a mass murdering psychopath who was working with the Nazis. He died of old age in Luxembourg. So he lived another 30 years in Luxembourg. Bandera, who was whacked in München, was whacked 16 years later. He was living his life in München, mass murdering a Nazi psychopath that the West wasn't touching. So that's Western values for you right there. Well, Melnik got moved and reburied in Ukraine, and Zelensky comes over there on the video, and he kneels in front of Melnik's grave, lays flowers down there, which is funny because Melnik's would have had his Zelensky's Jewish grandfather beheaded in a heartbeat. But that's beside the point.